All right, so we were just talking up here, like you guys never were quiet like that at the beginning of class. What's going on? Good evening. I'm pleased to welcome all of our graduates here tonight for the Order of the Ring ceremony. It's nice to see all of you here this evening. Family and friends also welcome. My name is Doug Bohl. I'm the Associate Dean for the Coulter School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. And I'm joined on stage with a couple of my colleagues, Nick DePillo, Kathy Eisen, Marshall Eisen, Gudar Zamati, Ross Taylor, and Marcius Martinez. So thank you for coming to the ceremony. It's my privilege on behalf of the National Board of Governors of the Order of the Engineer to preside and to welcome you to this ceremony. Other members will be included in the ceremony. And so let's get going.
This ceremony presents an opportunity for us to take a pledge and to recall that the professional purpose of engineering involves the pursuit of a learned art in the spirit of public service. By following the acceptance of the obligation, the individual engineer reinforces similar efforts of their peers, realizing that in unity there is strength. Decades ago, our engineering counterparts in Canada had this same feeling. They believed that a need existed for the introduction of a spirit of personhood and cohesiveness among engineers. The Canadians believed that a good way to achieve this purpose would be to instill in engineers a consciousness of belonging to one another, to themselves as individuals, and to those whom they served. Thus was done in 1926 in Canada in what is now known as the Ritual of the Calling of an Engineer. The words of the ritual were written by the English author Rudyard Kipling, who had much depth of feeling for engineers as the builders of things intended to benefit humanity. The Canadian ceremony is dignified, impressive, and includes the placing of a wrought iron ring on the small finger of the individual's working hand, and then having them repeat in concert the words of Kipling. It is difficult to visualize any better symbolism than that of a ring worn for all to see and saying, in effect, that here is an engineer dedicated to a publicly avowed obligation to the profession and to those it has served. In Ohio, the idea of similar maxims to those written by Kipling were well established, and correspondence began in October 1953 between the Canadian wardens, responsible for the administration of the calling of an engineer, and officers of the Ohio Society of Professional Engineers, with a view to possibly extending the Canadian ceremony to the United States. Due to copyright and other conflicting factors, extensions of the ritual into this country was not possible. During 1966, a group of engineers in Ohio, with members of several engineering organizations, began to pursue the objective of what came to be called the Order of the Engineer. While the deliberations of this group were in progress, seniors of Fenn College of Engineering of Cleveland State University, counseled by Dean Burl Bush, designed and held a ring ceremony and reception on June the 4th, 1970. Each participant signed a creed and received a plain stainless steel ring placed on the small finger of their working hand. 173 engineering seniors and engineering faculty members took part in this first ceremony. Since then, the movement has spread rapidly throughout the states. Such is the story of an increasing acceptance of the Order of the Engineer, as it is known in the United States today. It is patterned on the Canadian concept, but with the stainless steel ring, symbolizing strength and unity of the profession and providing an identifying mark of an engineer.
The Order of the Engineer, to which you will soon belong, is an independent organization. The purpose is to foster a feeling of pride in and dedication to that profession which binds us together. You are asked to accept the pride, the meaning of the ceremony to which you are about to subscribe. The obligation should be freely given and the responsibility gladly accepted. The order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation and the wearing of a stainless steel ring on the little finger of the working hand. The obligation is the formal statement of an engineer's responsibilities to the public and to the profession. It is a creed similar to the oath attributed to Hippocrates that is commonly taken by medical graduates and which sets forth an ethical code. The obligation likewise contains parts of the canon of ethics of major engineering societies, initiates, as they voluntarily accept it. Pledge to uphold the standards and dignity of the engineering profession and to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious and limited resources. The obligation is a composite of several creeds. It emphasizes the fact that we, as engineers, have certain obligations. It promotes honesty and integrity and recognizes that today's engineers are dependent on their predecessors for their skills.
Significance of the ring. The ring, a symbol of pride, prestige, honor, and professionalism among all engineering in the United States, also serves as a reminder to the engineer of our obligation to the society. The symbol of your desire to serve the public is the engineering ring. It says to all who see it, here is an engineer possessed of a publicly avowed dedication to the profession and to the public they serve. It is our symbol, wear it for all to see. It is a badge of recognition which will become known to all as the sign of a learned professional pledge to make the best use of the earth's precious and limited resources.
Okay, so the next thing is the acceptance of the obligation. So will all the candidates for induction into the Order of the Engineer please rise and face the podium? That's all of you. Additionally, if there are any current members of the Order of the Engineer, you can stand as well. Candidates candidates for the Order. The Order of the Ring is an independent movement. The purpose is to foster a feeling of pride and dedication to our profession. Your membership in the order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation and the wearing of the stainless steel ring on the little finger of the working hand. There are no meetings other than this ceremony, and there are no dues. So at this time, we're going to prepare to recite the obligation. So if you can go into your folder, there's a little card and it's got the obligation text. And so if you can get that out now, we're going to read that together. So the first thing, please raise your right hand and then recite with me. We're going to say it together. I am an engineer. In my profession, I take deep pride. To it, I owe solemn obligations. As an engineer, I pledge to practice fair practice and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and the dignity of my profession, conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious wealth. As an engineer, I shall participate in none but honest enterprises. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. In the performance of duty and in fidelity to my profession, I shall give my utmost. So the next part of the ceremony is the presentation of the ring. We have 3 options for you to receive your ring. And after you have your ring, we're going to have you go back to your seats because there's just a little bit more ceremony that we have to do. So the three options for receiving your ring, one option is the faculty will go stand in front of the podium. If you want to receive your ring from one of us, you can just line up and we'll put the ring on your finger. Or you can have one of your engineering friends put the ring on your finger, or you can just put it on your own finger. So any of those things will do. So I think at this point, the faculty are going to head down here.
Fellow engineers, you who are now joining the ranks of the profession, and for those continuing your profession, your professional careers, allow me the privilege of saying that we are proud to have you with us. Working together to strengthen the professional bond between us, as you have just demonstrated, will go a long way towards guaranteeing the future of our profession. The engineering environment today is highly sophisticated, highly complex, and is totally demanding of our ingenuity to protect the environment and public safety, health, and welfare, all this while improving the quality of life. The profession of engineering is not an easy path to follow. It is a challenge. It is a challenging profession requiring the commitment and ethics and excellence. Your engineering education was or is the first accomplishment in your professional career. Other recommended steps are as follows. First, in your striving to advance, continue the pursuit of technical excellence, continue to study through formal education and through good self-study programs. Enhancing technical proficiency today is a must. University continuing education programs and professional workshops offer this opportunity. Second, contribute to your community. Serve on planning boards, school boards, town committees, service clubs, and the Chamber of Commerce. Get involved. Third, contribute that extra 10% effort to your employer. You will be surprised what this can mean to you in your professional development and professional returns. Fourth, become registered under the law in the state where you reside. You have invested a significant effort and financial resources to obtain an education in an engineering area of specialization. Over your long life, registration can be very helpful to you in terms of upward mobility, professional success, and to contributions to society. Join your professional organization, whether it be AIAA, ACI, ASSE, ASME, BSES, IEEE, NSPE, NSBE, SHPE, SWE, or others, as appropriate. These societies can help you give a great opportunity to step up and to be continued. They will help spread your professional wings. So accept my congratulations for a job well done and my best wishes for a future career in which you, your university, and your colleagues will be proud.
All right, we're almost done. Couple of housekeeping things before we leave. First, a little story. I think the first year we did this, we had 15 or 20 students who wanted to do the ceremony with us in the spring. The next year, we tried to do it again in the camp atrium. Parents and family and friends came, and we were squeezing out of the doors in the camp atrium. It is really heartening to see so many of you come and that we can have a real presence here in Shield. So thank you all for doing that and coming. The ring that you may have noticed in camp that was in the cabinet is out. After the ceremony, we're going to move it downstairs. So if you up into the front, and so if you want your picture taken with it, feel free to do that. So I welcome each of you to the privileges and obligations of the Order of the Engineer. This ring is a reminder of our calling. Your certificate is your creed. It bears your name and signature. It's your pact with your profession. Read it thoughtfully. Regard it with humility. Wear your ring proudly and with distinction, for you are an engineer. I ask the audience to join me in congratulating the newest members of the Order of the Engineer. All right, this concludes our Order of the Ring ceremony. Thank you all for participating. And like I said, we'll move that down and come get your picture taken with it and then spend time with your family. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
Want all these?